Now, after his visit was cancelled following opposition from Tamil fringe group, superstar Rajinikanth has written a letter of assurance to the Tamils in Sri Lanka and has thanked them for their support. But Rajini assured the Lankan Tamils that he will be meeting them when the time is right. Rajinikanth was scheduled to hand over 150 new houses which are built in Jaffna for the Tamils on the 9th of April, but his visit was cancelled. Well, remember this after several Tamil groups sent out messages condemning him, saying that it's unfair that that Rajinikanth has abandoned the Tamil cause and is actually going to be going across personally to Sri Lanka. However, many who have supported him, and even Rajinikanth has said that it is to ensure that there are flats and houses being given to the Tamils who've already faced so much in the hands of the Sri Lankan government as well as the LTTE, that it was a humanitarian cause and it was not to be politicized. Well, in fact, let's go across to Lokpriya, who's joining us with more on this. Lokpriya, now there is a letter which has come out from Rajinikanth to all the Sri Lankan Tamils. Is this going to pacify some of the people who've been raising such strong objections to Rajinikanth even having planned a visit to Sri Lanka? Well, we'll just try and reconnect with Lokpriya. Remember, Rajinikanth has now written to the Sri Lankan Tamils. He's thanked them for the support that they've shown to him, and more importantly said that those houses are going to be built for them. He's thanked them and he sent out a write and said that he will be meeting them later on sometime when the time is apt. Now, remember, there were severe objections which were raised after he announced that he is going to be going across to Sri Lanka to visit the Sri Lankan Tamils there. In fact, I believe Lokpriya is again joining us. Lokpriya, if you can hear me, I was asking you, give us details about the letter which Rajinikanth has
written a letter to Sri Lankan Tamils where he has thanked them for all their support, love and affection, and says that in future when there is a time, he will definitely like to meet each one of them, and he also expresses gratitude to them for their continuing love and affection. Remember, due to the pressure from the Tamil groups, Rajinikanth had cancelled his visit to Sri Lanka, and following that, certain Tamil people in northern parts of Sri Lanka staged a protest where they condemned Tamil groups for cancelling Rajinikanth's visit and questioned the Tamil groups as to who they are to ask Rajinikanth not to visit them. They had urged upon Rajinikanth to reconsider his decision so that he can visit once again to Sri Lanka. Rajinikanth was planned to go to Sri Lanka in April 2nd week as part of a promotion of his upcoming movie 2.0, and he was also set to meet the northern parts of Sri Lanka, meet the people over there, interact with them, and Rajinikanth had even given a bold statement saying that it has been his long pending dream to visit Sri Lanka, look at the place where the war was fought, and also interact with the people. And he requested the Tamil groups not to politicize his visit if he gets an opportunity in the future.
And that's quite interesting, because that does mean he struck a bit of a defiant note that he is sometime going to go across to Sri Lanka. After all, he's been making it very, very pointedly. He said that it's not about politics, it's about humanitarian move, that he wanted to go there and meet them and give them the homes that they deserve.
Well, definitely yes. He had elaborated about his dream of visiting Sri Lanka, the dream of visiting the place where the war was fought, and to interact with the people who have been living a very difficult life for the past 25 years. And Rajinikanth says when he also had the opportunity to meet with the President Mahendra Sirisena, and he wanted to raise the issue of fishermen and try and seek an amicable solution. It was only for these two reasons he agreed to participate in the event. So in his statement, he was very bold when he asked these stars not politicize the visit. He the option in the
Well, thank you so much, Lokpriya, for joining us with the details on that story. Well, Rajinikanth, again, he found himself in the eye of the storm. Thankfully, that now has been abated.